How did this small card room in Northern California become the center of the biggest scandal in poker's history? This is Stone's gambling hall. And see, Stone's had a problem. A cheater so bold, so shameless, he didn't just break the rules. He got away with it. The evolution of Stone's Live Poker. For all of its scrappy beginnings, Stone's Live turned into a legit show. Small stakes cash games? Check. Higher stakes cash games? Medium to high. Well-known traveling poker tournaments? Check. Like any poker room, it drew its fair share of poker regulars and some degenerates, but it also pulled in big names. Daniel Negreanu, Jonathan Little, Matt Berkey, Brad Owen, Bart Hansen, David Tuckman, Andrew Nemi, and so on. They all showed up. I got to do commentary with a lot of them, and for a while, it was a blast. I felt like I was on top of the world. I made friends with poker industry heavyweights, filled my phone with contacts, and got invites to games with pros and business owners who just wanted to mix it up. For a little while, it felt like I was living the dream. Before the cheating. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are parts to this story that I didn't witness. But I will tell you, they didn't start cheating out of thin air. And so I'm going to speculate right now as to what happened. Because I think they met. I don't know where and exactly how it first came up. But Justin and Mike, sometime before the summer of 2018, met. And they started talking about the cheating. I don't know if it was casual, like, wouldn't it be funny if we could just send the card information to your phone? We could win everything. But they met and they talked about it. And once it got serious, they had to come up with a plan. And any good plan needs a test before being put into production. The Dream Seat Poker Show. The Dream Seat Poker Show. Sounds fancy, right? It was Mike Postle's big idea. A cash game, a tournament, and kind of a game show all mashed up into one. It's all over YouTube. There's a clip of Lon McCarran and Justin Kelly grilling Mike about his so-called brainchild. One episode. That's it. August 23rd, 2017. Now remember, the cheating started in the summer of 2018. Lon leans in. Mike, you've been thinking about this
for a long time. This is the raising of the curtain of something that's been happening in your brain for a lot of years now, right?
Many years, at least.
You look 12. A little crazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right? 12 years?
Yes. I don't want to give away how old I am.
No, we wouldn't ask you that,
Yeah.
But you were expelled one year in junior high for thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
We'll say that, right?
Yes.
So what made you come up with this? 12 years ago was my third year in World Series, so we were starting to get a little boring then. So you needed something more exciting, right?
Well, not quite yet, but yeah, I creativity just flows at all times in all areas, and always been being so into poker, so into gaming in general. It was everything I've ever done has always been how can I or how can we improve or make something more fun and exciting. And even with poker, when I started playing in 2003, it was all right. This is great, totally into it, but it's always what can we do to make it even more exciting? And
big night for Mike. His grand reveal. A sit and go mixed with a cash game. And it's his concept. The whole 6-hour spectacle is still up on the Stone's Live Poker YouTube channel, with Lon McCarran and Justin Kelly calling the action. Lon, fresh off the World Series of Poker commentary, was Stone's room ambassador by then. He'd moved out to Sacramento a few years earlier, and yeah, I knew him. I thought he was a stand-up guy, but things changed later. We'll get back to that another time. What about Mike? Mike's brilliant new show. One and done? Never again? But here's the kicker. The real story isn't the show. It's what happened before. Mike and Justin Karitis huddled up at Stone's. they decided to do a test run of the show. Just the two of them. Now remember, the live stream table was right there in the open, in the middle of the poker room, surrounded by players. And yes, get this, they were testing it in late August of 2017. The show had already been running for 2 years. The table was tested before every single episode by the actual tech crew. Mike didn't work for Stones. Justin wasn't tech. So why were they messing with it? I'll tell you what I think. That was the night they tried out the cheating. They tried out the software, and it was all a perfect cover. Who's going to suspect the guy testing equipment for a brand new show? Run one episode, call it a failed experiment, walk away. Meanwhile, you've just stress tested your scam in front of a room full of people. It took them a little while to work up the nerve to go full throttle. But that night, that was the beginning. I truly believed that Justin was the ringleader. Justin knew all of the ins and outs of the operation and was meticulous enough to make sure all of the angles were covered. He got rid of Roger, then the IT director at Stones, then he got rid of Bob, and the only people who he kept wouldn't question anything. I don't know if he was planning on doing this from the beginning, but in hindsight, it appears as though he started planning it pretty early on in the live stream. January 12th, 2019. Harlan and Victims, 5-5-10, No Limit Hold'em, with commentary by Jake Rosensteel and Veronica Brill.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Harlan and Friends, the Jake and Veronica edition.
We're back, bitches.
We're back, bitch! It's Brittany, bitch, but it's not. It's Veronica and Jake.
But also, yes.
The game started out wild, and oh, it delivered. 5 hours of poker stream gold, slowly morphing from strategy talk to full-blown disbelief. Jake and I, we weren't just commentators anymore. We were witnesses. Mike didn't start cheating right away that night. Oh no, he waited. He waited about 45 minutes, just long enough for the drinks to kick in and for the table to loosen up. The wilder the game got, the less anyone noticed him. He always sat in seat 1 or 2 with the phone conveniently parked in his lap. Not very smart if you ask me, but incredibly brazen.
Blow Paul off a chop. It could happen, kids.
Riz 1298-3 says first you get the job, then you get the khakis, then you get the girl. That's for shizzle. 6, was it 6 on the river? I feel like our graphics are a little twisty.
Mike jammed. Mike is blowing Paul off a chop. Paul checks. He's got one pair all day long. Mike knows it. And says, you can't call. He scoops the chops. He scoops all the chops. Mike's not like, he's not trying to bet small to get value from King Queen. I want to bet large to get rid of Ace King. And he's right. And that's what's sick. In a GTO vacuum, we bet small or we bet reasonable to get value from King Queen. In Mike's universe,
He's free rolling this all in.
we just solve. We're just like, no. Like,
I told you
we
he's
get,
got
we get,
poker and life solved.
We get Ace King off. I mean, Paul's hand, the way he played his face up, he's got a king. But like I said, in this spot, because we have Ace King, we're blocking Ace King. Therefore, we bet something. We try to get King Queen to call. Unless you're Mike, and you just know.
I told you he went to a
This
third
might
world
look
country.
like
He has
busted hearts.
X-ray vision goggles. This does kind of look like busted hearts.
Can Paul call off? Well, it looks like he's got what, 7K, 6, 7, 7,500, 7,800. Paul's got 7,500.
He's not calling. He's not calling.
But my kicker is interesting. I know King Queen is no good. King Queen is in big trouble. You needed a queen to hit. Setting all the chips because I have the best hand. Yeah, it's no good. Well, it's not the best hand. But you can do it every year. I've had a lot of wine, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
More wine.
I guess I'm buying drinks for the table. Fuck.
Payments for the table.
Yep, whatever the table wants, because I can't lose.
Now you gotta show the book. King 4.
He couldn't win.
Show it. King 4. Good King 4. Same hand. Ace King. Same hand.
Oh my God. Mike Postle's buying drinks, everyone. Get down here. Get a free drink. Oh my
King Queen's
God.
no good. He's not lying.
He's not lying. Nothing. I
My
guess I'm buying
kicker's
drinks.
interesting.
Yeah.
He's sick.
In the head.
He's sick.
Completely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to watch the stream from that night. Listen close. Our sarcasm wasn't just banter. It was code. Mike's a poker god, we joked. Because what else could we say? Call him out live? Risk his poker reputation? In poker, reputation's everything. Unless, of course, you are actually cheating. Jake and I had our suspicions as far back as fall of 2018. The Fichette Stones, they worshipped Mike. The pros, they were skeptical, but some knew. Bart Hansen. Bart Hansen wasn't just some random pro. He was a California poker icon. He was live at the bike royalty and the owner of Crush Live Poker, the kind of guy who could dissect a hand like a surgeon and make you smile while doing it. He was very suspicious. The rumors made it down to LA, he told me. Nobody wanted to play in Sacramento because Postle's heater was too hot, too long, and way too impossible. He came out to Stones to do commentary, and he was tight with David Tuckman, another Live at the Bike commentator and legend who was supposed to be sitting in the booth with me when the whole house of cards came crashing down. Here's the thing. The rumors about Postle cheating started fairly fast. We're talking 3-4 months after he suddenly went from a break-even nobody to the unbeatable king of stones. They started making God memes, making fun of how much he was winning and how good he was. They even gave him his own show, Postle and Pals. The math didn't add up. The hands didn't make sense. And the Los Angeles pros, they noped out. Nobody wanted to drive up to Sacramento to play against a guy who was that lucky. So back to Bart. Bart and I, we started texting about it. I don't remember who reached out to who first, but suddenly we were in this weird poker detective partnership. Did you see that, River? How the hell did he know? I'd watch the streams, take some notes, report back. Didn't catch anything tonight, but he won again. So then I went public. I waited. I watched. I text Bart. And for over a year, public silence from him. Then finally the dam broke. About a year after I went public, Bart found his voice. He started calling out the bullshit. He even hit me with the apology phone call. I should have done more, he said. Damn right you should have done more. But I get it. He had a business, a brand, and poker's a small world, and reputations are fragile. Matt Holtzclaw, a Sacramento regular. Let's talk about Matt Holtzclaw, because I know most of you do not know who he is. For all the high-stakes regs in Sacramento, you know who Matt is. He's a quiet crusher. While the rest of us were side-eyeing Mike Postle's impossible run, Matt was the guy tapping on the brakes. Hold up, he'd say. Let's not lose our damn minds. The gossip around the poker room was buzzing. But Matt, He stayed cool, skeptical, objective. Every time I came to him with another, "There's no way he's not cheating" hand, he'd shrug. Well, in a vacuum, plenty of players might have done the same thing. Look, I was so frustrated, but I knew he wasn't defending Postle. He was defending due process. And yes, it drove me absolutely nuts. Here I was, watching Mike Postle defy probabilities like he was some sort of Rain Man. And Matt's over here playing poker's version of innocent until proven guilty. Don't overstep. Don't start a witch hunt over a heater. But here's the thing. Matt wasn't wrong. Poker's full of hot streaks that look like miracles. It's also full of dumb luck dressed up as genius. And calling a cheat too soon, that's a grenade with no pin. The goal was never to protect Postle. It was to protect the game. And sometimes that means letting the cheater hang himself with his own rope. And just like that, the story starts to unravel. The lies, the tells, the impossible hands. But this was only the beginning. In my next video, we'll go behind closed doors, the moment I took everything to Stone's management, and how their cover-up became more obvious every day.